Listen, it works. Welcome to the second meeting of the Village of Batavia, Monday, October 27th, 2025. This is the call to order. Can we all stand together, face the front, an American flag? Mr. Satan, you'd like to lead us in this pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And again, thank you. Whoa. And again, thank you to all the veterans, active and retired, and God bless you for your service to our country.
Yeah, same people, same stuff.
Okay, roll call, please, sir.
Mr. Gibson.
Just a little housekeeping. So if you do need to take a phone call in any form or fashion, there are double doors back there that leads to the narthex of the building. Or if you want to, you can put your phone on silent mode, like I have to, like I always forget. And or if you need to talk or again, take a phone call, you can also go outside. Thank you so very much. And at this time, we have approval of minutes.
I get a motion to approve the minutes of the October 14th Village Council meeting. So moved. All in favor? Aye.
Okay. Okay, now at this point in time, at this point in the meeting, we have public comment. For those who are wishing to make public comment, you have 3 minutes each. There is a limit how many, we will have a limit of 30 minutes total for the public comments. First on the list is Mr. Fisher.
Test, test. Hey, make sure you start that clock. Chip, I don't want you to give me any more time than I deserve, right? Hey, first off, I'd like to know, like, who's lying here. I'll do, Chris will say you don't have to answer any questions, by the way. I kind of figured this out by now. I want to know, John, for once I actually believe you, which is kind of shocking after your shenanigans this past weekend. With that being said, you said CRA is a precondition of Airport View subdivision. Chip, you said multiple times there's no preconditions, no pre-annexation agreement. And Scott, you said exactly the same thing, that there's no preconditions for the airport views. We knew you were lying from day one. And I just want to thank John for pointing out that CRA is in fact a precondition for airport views. So integrity violator, integrity violator. Continuing, speaking of integrity violators, John, actually Jason, when I first saw that someone walked around and said they're going to take abatements, my first thought was, don't take this as a compliment. But I was like, Jason's not that dumb. I immediately went to John. The second I saw that at 5:30 this morning, and that is chicken shit, John, for you to go over there and tell those people you're going to take their abatements. That is garbage politics. I hope every person...
Joe, if I may.
No, it is. He's your employee. He is your employee. He is a representative of the village. He is your employee.
Mr. Fisher, if I may, and this is not taken from your time, you get time back. You get time back. General conversation with respect to the village, please have at it.
All right.
But general conversation with respect to political candidates and their positioning.
Okay.
The village does not endorse any candidates. But I'm just saying. So what you'd said earlier, I didn't say anything about it because.
10-4.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I just wanted
Roger
to
that.
note.
Hey, your house, your rules. I'll play by them. We're good to go with that. Moving on. By the way, I can't mention the mailers, how fancy and expensive they were. The fire department continues to be a big deal. Scott, last fire meeting, I think I saw there was no one from the village there. 2 times ago, I think you were there, and Diane, she's not here tonight. She's got a joint fire sign in her front yard, which is kind of interesting since, she said no to the fire department 3 times. As Scott, you were awfully proud there at the groundbreaking there at the luxury apartment complex. And I know you said you support the fire department. I was just curious, do you support this fire department or the one for your $400,000 house where you actually take the residential tax credit in Florida with? So this fire department or that fire department? Because I haven't seen anyone here support the fire department. They must have good fire service down there. I'll give you credit with that. With that being said, I'll just go ahead and end right there since I can't speak to the rest of the 17 bullets I have here. And I'm looking forward to having a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gallagher.
Chuck Gallagher, Claremont County Airport. I did get the CRA map figured out. Thanks. I found it on the internet, and that all worked out. So I got a quick question, clarification. After I watched your interview, Mr. Geis, on the 5 key points of success, you described pretty good detail how the CRAs work and the 100% land, 50% structure, and then the assessment charge is on top of that. Is that correct? So somebody at Streamside makes 3 payments? Is that? Well, you pay 100% on the land, and then you pay a 50% on the structure, which is your pilot payment. And then there's also an assessment charge for the loan for the developer putting in the improvements to the infrastructure. The pass-through payment that we talk about all the time, that comes out of the 50%? Right. But that comes out of the 50%, so out of the pilot payment. And that goes to the general fund, and then out of the general fund, you do a pass-through, the bond back for the developer. All right. So, and just hypothetically speaking here, so Bauman Development, let's say Jeff Hayes is going to put $10 million worth of infrastructure improvement in. Roads, sewers, lift stations, curbs, all that stuff. And he seeks a little bit of help, which I understand, I would too. and he gets a $5 million bond. But if he does, I'm just hypothetically speaking. So if he does, is that $5 million divided among the 700 people when you do the assessment charge? Or how do you break up the assessment charge? Right. Well, all right. So like on stream side, the pass through, is that for the entire 15 years abatement, or what's the bond? You pay it back in like 5 and then? I'm just curious. Right. So I assume like you live there, people with nicer houses pay more on their 50% on the house. But is the assessment the same per each person? No. But the money going back to developer isn't so much per unit. It's so much dollar out of all the revenue taken in. Is that how that works? Or they're paying back the $2.65 million debt on stream side. That's the assessment. Right. Right. So does that get paid back first before the money goes?
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Ooh, wow. Colleen Price?
Good evening. My name is Colleen Price, and I'm a resident of the Batavia Township. I'm here on behalf of every resident in both the village and the township who feels betrayed by the decisions made in this room. Let's be honest, the damage is already being done. The village keeps creating new CRAs, giving away tax abatements for high-density housing while ignoring the strain on the services those taxes are meant to fund: our schools, fire and EMS, infrastructure, parks, and libraries. Each new CRA drains resources from the institutions that hold this community together. Your residents, Batavia School District, our first responders, township residents have all raised serious concerns, yet this council keeps approving more abatements without public impact studies, without infrastructure planning, and without a mitigation strategy. It isn't planning, it's negligence. Residents now face an impossible choice: either pay higher taxes to prop up essential services you have allowed to erode, or see critical services starved of funding, where seconds matter in life or death situations. This council has shifted this burden on residents inside and outside village boundaries. With taxes already at current rates, you're pushing families toward being taxed out of their homes. So let's talk accountability. Who pays for infrastructure outside these new developments? The connecting roads, stormwater systems, the traffic flow, wear on utilities. Has this council completed a single study to determine who's responsible for those upgrades and how they will be funded? Because those costs don't disappear. They land on every resident sitting at home tonight wondering why their taxes keep going up. And as if that weren't enough, you're continuing to push forward with another serious mistake: the high-density development near the Claremont County Airport. That land hasn't been broken, and it shouldn't be. The EPA confirms piston engine aircraft emit lead, a potent neurotoxin. The CDC says no level of lead exposure is safe. So I'll ask plainly, have you reviewed that data, required testing, considered health implications for families and children? Because if you have and you still support it, that's indefensible. And if you haven't, that's reckless. So tonight I'm asking for 3 simple, reasonable actions. 1, pause all new CRAs until the full financial and infrastructure impacts are analyzed and made public. Reject high-density housing near the airport until independent environmental testing confirms it is safe. And 3, start listening to the people you were elected to represent, not the developers who profit while our community pays the price. The people of Batavia are paying attention, and you still have a chance to do the right thing. Stop the giveaways, stop the reckless expansion, and start leading with transparency, responsibility, and respect for the community.
Thank you, ma'am.
I may.
Oh, hold on a second.
If I may, ma'am, if you would like to give us a copy of your words to make sure they get in the record. Somebody just sent me a text saying they could not make you out from the video, and I just wanted anyone who's already spoken as well, if you wanted to share your remarks, just so they get into the record. Okay, I just wanted you to know that, because if there's somebody at home watching, the one person just said they couldn't make you out, and I assume that was the other two people talking. So, and then I would say, Mr. Albright, make sure to talk into the mic.
I don't need the damn mic. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear me. Mayor, I don't know where the hell you been. Probably Florida. Probably with your sick dad. Probably whatever excuse bullshit you come up with. The fire department, you're coming back with numbers. Ain't nobody up here talking about numbers except for raises for everybody here. No numbers. You got fire department levy coming up. I read over your agenda. There ain't nothing about the fire department on there. Nothing. You guys and your CRAs are screwing that fire department. You're screwing everybody sitting out here, not in your little pilot program. Everybody. You updated your map the last meeting to hit that field where you're doing 140 more homes. I mean, you're for the people. You're screwing the people over. You're living off the scam. You're about the school. You got more lawsuits than anything you've ever done good. You're a no-show. You can't pass an audit. You're going around spending your time walking through Streamside with bullshit. Total bullshit, dude. They ought to boot your ass out of here is what they ought to do. Ain't none of them got any morals to them at all. You're fit right in. You started this bullshit. $7 million in the hole, about. $7 million in the hole. You did a great job, dude. Your scam did great. Airport views, she's all worried about airport views. It should still be on a petition, Jason. I heard you after Channel 9 come down here the other day. CRAs or the tax abatements are great. I can't wait till your ass is out the door. You guys got about 4 months. You're going with them, Chip. About 4 months. I don't want to hear about you raping and pillaging and giving all your employees raises. I want to hear about a fire department. That levy's coming up in 1 week. You want me to raise my taxes, help provide for your communities. You guys are robbing. You're stealing that money. That money for the fire department comes from property taxes. You guys, the only way you could do it was with your CRAs. That's the only way. Without them CRAs, it bypasses your village. You don't get a damn dime. And you guys live off them things. 4 projects and you're about ready to do another one right on Harold Road. Response time is traffic. Response time is traffic. You guys just keep adding homes, adding more homes. More cars, more traffic. While you're robbing the funds. You need to resign from the fire board. I mean, that's pathetic. You can't even bother showing up. You said I'll be back at the next meeting with numbers. I'll go back and we'll discuss it. The only thing they discuss while you're gone is raises. I didn't see it on your agenda, and I'm pretty sure it ain't getting discussed tonight. How much money have you set aside for Streamside, Harvest Meadows, and them luxury apartments? Fuck your time. You guys are trash, every one of you.
Thank you, Mr. Albright. Mr. Owenstrat. Brian.
All right, so is this thing on? I wanted to talk about stuff that we're seeing online. It's hard to get answers here in this meeting, so I want to address some of the stuff that's been said out there. One is from Chris Hicks, apparently your buddy there, Mr. Geis. There's also another post on Facebook about what the village is doing and what your decisions really are coming from or stemming from. So I'm going to quote some of them. The few township people have so much hate for growth. And Chris Hicks, your buddy, said the Clough Pike crew. Here's the problem. The Clough Pike crew, from his video that he walked around the village doing, it is Chris Hicks. No, not all of it is Chris Hicks. The Clough Pike crew, as he terms, well, me and some other people. The Clough Pike crew wouldn't exist if you guys didn't annex that land up there. We wouldn't be a crew coming down here to address our concerns. As far as the township people that have so much hate for growth, I don't hate a single one of you. There's not a single person out here that hates you guys. We have a problem with the type of growth that you are doing. My father-in-law has said it 1,000 times in his meetings. We want responsible growth. But to term us as hateful because we have a disagreement on the type of growth that you guys pick is absolutely uncalled for. Did not. Well, I mean, if you're asking, it's a wife of one of your members here. I don't like calling other people out, but it is a wife of one of your board members. Here's another thing from that specific Facebook post. Cast your vote by asking questions to the people who actually have the answers. I feel like we've been doing that for over a year. Chuck Gallagher just asked you, Mr. Geis, a question. Did you answer it? So if we are supposed to ask the people who have the answers and you refuse to give them to us or address those questions, how are we supposed to do it? It's impossible. And one last thing, Mr. Geis, in that news interview me and my father-in-law did, you did a phone interview with that same reporter, and you said that our comments or concerns were disingenuous. What is disingenuous about our concerns with the CRA, the fire departments, tax abatements, annexation? What is disingenuous? I can't think of a single concern that I have that's disingenuous. I feel like it's backed up with facts. I would say the fire levy that is on the ballot this year is proof of that. And you could reference that fire department and the levy and what is going to happen to the schools and the fire levy from 5 years ago on Facebook. I referenced that the last time I spoke at this meeting. 5 years ago, if you copied and paste the exact same comments from 5 years ago and put them on a post today, they're
Th-
picture or the perception that people who have a disagreement with your guys' decision that were not good, that we have hate, is total BS.
I don't think anybody up here has given that impression.
Hey, Brian,
Perception's reality, okay?
my mic's off.
Here before, fantastic speech. You've never seen her here. That was fantastic. Okay, all of it's true, not
Brian.
disingenuous. And here's the issue.
This is off too.
If some of you guys are up for re-election, and you guys are continuing with your decisions, you're putting your foot on the gas pedal, continuing the decisions that have had everybody come here for over a year to these meetings. You're probably sick of seeing us in a semi-respectful way. I'm
Think-
sick of seeing you guys coming here, but you guys are hammering down, still talking about new developments
Think-
and new CRAs.
All All right, Brian. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian.
But there is still a question posed to Mr. Geis. I'm sure Chuck would appreciate an answer.
Dorsey? Is our mics on now?
Good evening, everybody. I don't know if this mic's on.
There you go.
All right. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me. I just think sometimes we need to be reminded that when you're in public office, you are trusted by the public to be honest, to do the right thing. Many of you are in the position of power, and that changes the dynamic from just being a citizen. It makes you held to a higher standard. If somebody would have a complaint, Mr. Moore, about somebody here that may be an employee of, how do we file a report, a complaint about a potential ethics violation that probably should end in a dismissal, who do we talk to? Do we do a back room? Can we go back there and take everybody back and talk about it? How does this work?
As a general statement, depending on the employee and the matter would be reported to their immediate supervisor. And in the village, if not an immediate supervisor, the structure is then the assistant administrator, mayor. So again, dealing in hypotheticals and generalities, that's the general structure of how complaints would or should be lodged.
When you're in a position of power and it affects other people that you work with daily, you can do better than that. It is really sad to know that you guys have let this community down again and have not addressed the issue again.
What issue are you discussing?
Well, we can talk about it, but I can't talk about it.
Are you talking about election things?
Well, when you have a fiscal officer that I believe he has to have, let's see, sounds like a breach of fiduciary.
This is going to sound real crappy, and I don't mean to come across this, but was he acting as a fiscal officer when these...
Here's the question. When you are in a position of power,
I understand.
I don't get that. I'm a teacher. I don't get that. I have to be on my best behavior no matter where I'm at. He is a public servant in the same way. If he tells somebody something that's untrue, that has something to do with this village and related to fiscal operations, he is the treasurer while he's doing something he shouldn't be.
Listen,
It is an ethics problem.
you can yell
And it's not the first time.
and
It's the second.
Got nothing to do with the village.
I
You
will...
have to take it up somewhere else.
Yeah, I'm going to say, I hear you, and, but I need to finish my statement, but much of what you're talking about, I do believe gets into the realm of politics, and I don't believe this is the place for political discussion. Well, that can be discussed. If you want to enter and speak to individuals at the village, you can. However, I believe this is a matter of politics, and this is the village's business meeting. Much as while your employer, you say you answer to them, if they came to me and said, he'd said something while out campaigning, I would say, I am not here to look into what he did while campaigning. So again, to be clear, if you have something, you can bring it to his supervisor, and I'm leaving it at that, but I don't want to get into the details for fear of getting into campaign matters.
Mr. Moore, I can fully understand their frustration because I've sat here for quite a few months with the same frustration. A lot of you don't know, but the night I was appointed, I was appointed because of something Mr. Waite did. He got on here and he told people that a deceased woman had endorsed another candidate for that position. Before she was deceased. Okay, before she was deceased, apparently. That wasn't true. In fact, it was so untrue, he was disciplined for that action. So that position, the only thing, if you guys take a look at any of my documents that I've signed, reviewing his work on finance, it has my name and it says examined by it, because the stamp at the top says examined and found correct. There is not a thing in this village that John Waite touches that I'll find correct. I will not sign that he's done anything correct. I consider somebody who was an attorney would have known better than to have got involved in the selection of a council member in the way he did. It is, to me, absolutely disgusting, and I felt that night he should have been immediately removed and was not.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. Thank you, Mr. Dorsey. And thank you, Mr. State.
Okay, also a political statement.
Thank you, Mr. Kenner. Okay. Next on the agenda. Sorry. At this time, At this time, the village, excuse me just a second. The village actually had a night out. I just wanted to say thank you to all those that participated in the night out, police night out. And especially I wanted just to say, read this list. The Batavia Maintenance Department, Claremont County Sheriff's Department, Ohio State Patrol, Claremont County Coroner's Office, New Richmond Police Department, Hamilton County Park Rangers, UT Police Department, the ODNR, Claremont County Animal Shelter, Dog Warden, Joint Central Fire Department, thank you, Gray's Towing, Code 3, and the Mustang Club for attending. And I'd also like to thank those people who supported that night out also. That would be Walmart, Moore's Family Funeral Home, Kramer Myers Waring, Dickerson Insurance, Charles Miller Company, TQL, Kroger's Domino's Pizza, Tarvin's Auto, Batavia Floors, Barton's Auto Service, Lucky's Fireworks, UDF, Airport, thank you, Airport, Paint and Body and Gold Star, My Yard, Galaxy of Beauty, Queen City Tan, Snap Tomato Pizza, Dairy Queen, Big Boy, O'Reilly's, Domino's, Kroger's, The Big Chill, Directional Technologies, thank you, Main Street Salon, Procam, Gold Star, Verica, Personal Training and Yoga, Child Focus, Fluff and Fold, thank you, Fluff and Fold, Bulbs Deep, Batavia Vets, Batavia Library, Dollar General, Batavia Faith United Methodist Church, Batavia Boy Scouts, Batavia Community Centers, Batavia Athletic Department, thank you, Lee and Jack's Appliances, and everyone who also donated or spent their time preparing for that. I just want to say thank you to all of those actually who also came out and were there participating. And that's all I have to say.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I didn't see on the agenda, normally we have everybody talk, and I didn't know if we were maybe going to address this at the end, but I talked to Chief Williams about just staffing and just thanking him for everything that's going on at the school. Every time I drop off at school, there's our great RSOs up there, directing traffic, making sure nobody gets out of hand, and then doing some great things. He did talk to me about the potential need for another part-time associate, not to, I guess associate's the wrong term there, officer, not to add hours, but to help fill shifts. So I didn't know who I needed to speak to, if that's a safety committee thing, if we can talk about it now.
Would you like to talk to Chief? Chief? Where's Chief?
Not to put them on the spot. Did I miss anything on that? Okay.
Chief, did you want to say a few words or talk to the council in an informed fashion?
If everything, yeah. Basically, what we had discussed is not the need to cause more shifts or be a additional budget, but to fill the shifts that we have. Is that correct?
Well, just that it'll
Help.
us add some needed officers in some situations.
Sure.
And by doing a part-time officer, we're not worried about salaries and benefits. We're talking about, 16 to 24 hours a month. It's probably going to cost us between $400 to $600 a month. Doing it this way, we don't have to worry about, like I said, salaries and benefits.
Sure.
And adding any kind of undue stress on the budget.
Sure.
Again, we kind of spoke briefly on it during our last safety meeting, and then I spoke to Mr. Gibson, you, I think I may have talked to Mr.
You mentioned it quite a while back, but not as
Yeah.
specific as this.
So, and again, this is just for your consideration. I think this was a way to do it without putting, like I said again, undue stress on the budget.
Sure.
$400 to $800 a month, and no salaries and benefits.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we need to do. I don't know if this needs to go to the next safety committee or what we can do, but it makes sense to me. And at the end of the day, Chief, we have to trust you that you're staffing everything correctly. And as long as you're maintaining within your budget, I think it makes sense. Does anybody have anything they want to bring up?
John? Safety committee? That's what I figured.
Bring it to safety committee before it's brought up.
So if you want to bring it to the safety committee, Chief, again, talk about it, and we'll move it out of the safety committee and bring it back to the council.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Meyer. Thank you, Mr. Theobald. Okay. Zoning, Chip?
Just for council's knowledge, on October 21st, the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the preliminary development plan for the Honolulu development. Yeah, on October 21st, the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the preliminary development plan for Bono Hill Development. It's a 130-unit residential development on Harold Road. There'll be a public hearing for council on the November 24th council meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Short.
Thank you, Mayor. I did not make it on the agenda, but I do have a few things for council in the interim since the last meeting. I wanted to note, just thank the police chief and the police department. My office continues to prosecute the cases that come before this village, and the prosecutor in my office just remarked to me there was a most recent case that I just thought at least I would share without getting into the details, since it may still be heading to trial, but just for what it's worth for people. An individual who within a year had received a 12-point suspension on his license, our officers managed to pull that individual over while driving, going the wrong way on a one-way. So that case is now presently pending, and our office is working with the police and his officers to determine what, if anything, would be the right punishment to ask for in that case. But, it just seems to me, after a 12-point suspension, if you haven't figured it out and you wind up in your car menacing, I should add, another vehicle, that's something we're going to continue to work on with the police department. We thank the chief and his staff and his officers for their commitment to keeping the village safe. Yeah, and also want everyone to know that the CRT property we talked about at the last hearing went before Judge Brock. Mr. Bach has retained an attorney, which the court and my office welcomed the attorney to the case. Usually the presence of counsel helps resolve matters. That case is currently set for a report in front of Judge Brock on December 2nd. Judge Brock remarked to the parties that an easy way to resolve the matter would be for the property to be cleaned up and remediated. And we did advise the court that it's generally the position of the village that if the property is brought into compliance, the cases go away. So we're hopeful that before December 2nd, that matter can be resolved as well. But I will report back certainly at the next hearing because we'll continue to look at the property. Finally, I do have for council a request to go to executive session to discuss a personnel matter. I'm not going to request any action be taken, but there is a request for me to go to executive session to discuss a personnel matter pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 12122G1. These are matters relating to personnel which are otherwise should be kept private under Ohio law. And that's my report for the last 2 weeks.
Do you want to do that now or when we get to that?
We can do it now or at the end of the meeting. Again, I'm not requesting any. Yeah. Whatever council's privilege is.
I'll make a motion to move to executive session.
Second it for
For personnel-related matters.
To have an ordinance.
For Ohio, as stated by council, for under Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22, parentheses G, close parentheses, parentheses 1, to discuss matters relating to personnel in the village.
Excuse me. By roll, Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Theobout? Mr. Stewart? Yes. Mr. Meyer? Yes. Mr. Staton? Yes.
John going to the bathroom probably?
You have to probably get rid of the resolution for the emergency, so
Okay.
cross that out.
Yep,
Yeah, first reading, just cross it out, so,
yep,
or how do we do that? Just cross it out.
yep.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your patience. You want to bring us back into...
John's not here.
Oh,
Here, no.
one more moment. John, Mr. Theobout's not here. Just one more moment. Love. Okay. Thank you for your patience again, everyone. Mr. Waite?
We have a motion to return from executive session.
So moved.
About Gibson by roll. Mr. Gibson? Yes. Mr. Theobout?
Yes.
Mr. Stewart? Yes. Mr. Meyer? Yes. Mr. Staton? Okay, we've got a bunch of legislation. We've got ordinance 155325, the second reading on adjusting the wages for the police chief. Got a resolution 38325, adjusting the wages for the police officers. We've got a resolution 384, adjusting the public works employee wage schedule for 2026. We have Resolution 38525, which is a second reading for the wages for the administrative staff, which is the zoning administrator and the administrative clerk. We have a resolution adjusting the wages for the contract for the administrator services for Geist Consulting contract. This is a first reading, given Mr. Staton's objection at the last meeting. We have a resolution 38727, a second reading. We're adopting a cybersecurity program for the village as required by the state of Ohio. And resolution 38825, establishing a community reinvestment area 2.
Hey, Mr. Geis, on that resolution, I know we're at a second reading already. We're trying to get talk with the fire department. Do those talks and intergovernmental agreements need to be finished before the approval or before a CRA, or is that something that can be done after? What does that look like?
If the fire department's going to enter into an agreement with us, it should be prior to.
So it'll have to be part of that.
It should be prior to the council adopting the CRA. So,
Okay.
Mr. Moore can talk about what the ramifications are of the property owners and the responsibilities or the rights of the property owners after that's passed, and the ability for the village to create any assessments or pilot payments on it.
Okay, thank you. I think I understand. Yeah, I wanted to know if it is something that, if the CRA is passed, we can amend it later, but it sounds like it needs to be part of the approval process beforehand. Is that correct, Mr. Moore?
That is correct. It would become much more complicated to amend later for those who are already in place and using the program.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Geis, for myself, and I'm sure the audience, could you update us on the status of the talks with the fire department?
They have not reengaged me. I sent them the fire chief a notice or whatever to ask him to begin the process, and to date, he has not responded.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Waite?
We've got Resolution 38925 designating People's Bank and Fifth Third Bank as depositories for public funds. That's a second reading. That's all of the legislation we're going to vote on tonight.
All right, other issues, considerations, or concerns with the village from council? Anything else?
No.
Yes. I'd like to bring up at the recent meeting of Planning and Zoning, there were questions on the Bunnell project concerning the traffic study. It was stated at the meeting that the board members had been given the traffic study in our emailed packet. After careful review overnight and most of the next day, I realized that I had not been given, I don't know about the other members, I had not been given the traffic study. So I requested it again, and it was sent to me. At the night of the meeting, we were given a one-page summary, some elevations, and a map. What I received in my email that was apparently should have been in the original packet was an 89-page traffic study. Definitely not what was covered by the brief statements of the developer that night. I kind of want the people to know that we acted in the best interest on the information we had, but I'm extremely unhappy with the information I was given. The staff needs to step it up and make sure we have everything available, not just what they think is pertinent for us to have. When people ask us questions, we may want to engage them back, but I want the information. If you don't want to give it to me, let me know. But let me know what you're withholding from me, because when people go and request a document, the difficult thing is they have to know what they're requesting. Well, even at me sitting up here, I can't request a document of them if I don't know what they have. These kinds of things should come from the staff right ahead, right at the very beginning. That should have been there.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Tate. Committee reports, Monday, November 10th, 7 p.m. Oh, and I'm sorry, anyone else would like to say anything? I apologize. Monday, November 10th, 7 p.m., regular council meeting. It's the next council meeting. Tuesday, November 18th, at 7 p.m., next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. And Monday, 24th, we'll need to have another second council meeting. Any questions or comments for the council? One more time?
Okay, we got Thanksgiving. What day is that? 'Cause Thanksgiving is a Thursday. Oh, that's a Monday, November?
It should be the 27th.
No, I'm.
Monday the 24th.
Monday the 24th, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from the council?
Yeah, what about finance?
Do we have a finance?
Normally fall on Thanksgiving, so.
So then I recommend we move finance, and I would really like an explanation how in the past we could have a finance meeting without a quorum, but lacking a quorum this time, Mr. Waite chose to cancel the meeting.
When would you like to have the next?
Is the 20th is a Thursday? Is that good for you, Mr. Sheet? Those are normally at 6 p.m. for the finance meeting.
put that on the board too, please?
Yep.
Anything else, Councilman? Mr. Staton or Mr. Meyer, did you hear me? Everything on?
Nope, we're good.
Jason, Mr. Theobald? Ben? Okay. Motion to adjourn. Ben? Second by Jason. Thank you, everybody.